What's up guys? Before we get into this live trade video, I'm just letting everyone know I am going to start live streaming pre-market tomorrow morning at 8:45 market time. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see that alert when it happens. Also, I may bleed over and trade live at 9:30 on stream, so if you want to see that and see some live trades on stream, make sure you let me know in the comments below and you hit those like and subscribe buttons. With all that being said, today was an awesome day. I made $90 on 6 trades, so enjoy this live trade video. What's up guys? Okay, so today was a pretty good day for me. My first trade was on CDNA and I got in at about 6.13 with 20 shares. It quickly dropped down to $6.08, which is where I made my exit for a $2 or $3 loss. My next trade after that was on MNKD. In this one, I got in at $3.76 with 100 shares. As you can see on the bottom right chart, it was one of my favorite setups, a washout long setup. It dropped down right at the open, but then when it broke that previous high, it started to run. I held this one for a few minutes. I've been working on giving my, positions a little bit longer to let them work for me a little bit, and this one definitely did. Eventually, it broke into the 380s and, held relatively well, and also started to push up to that $3.90 area. Now I probably could have held this one a little bit longer, but once it reached that $3.90 point, I just ultimately decided to make my exit, making about $15 from this trade. My next trade was on GNCA, and this one was pushing up in a decent way. It didn't have a huge range, so I used a little bit larger share size with 200 shares, and I entered it at about $1.63. It didn't do what I wanted it to, and I just didn't like the way the chart was looking, and so I did get spooked out of this trade once it dropped below my initial entry point. I think I exited at maybe $1.60, maybe $1.61. I only took a $5 or $6 loss after checking my trade log. I ultimately thought it was a little bit larger, but it was a relatively minimal $5 loss, and I got back in this thing on my next trade, compensating for this very small loss. So after I exited that first GNC trade, just as my luck has it, I got right back in it with 200 shares at 161. It had built some support, and so that's ultimately the reason why I decided to get in it, looking for it to continue pushing up. This trade did end up working out for me compared to the last one, and I was able to ride it up after setting a stop loss comfortably. I think I exited this one at about $1.67, maybe $1.68 for a nice $10 profit on my small Ustock account. Okay, so after those two GNCA trades, I started to watch HMNY, and this one was pushing up massively. The volume increased a good bit, and so I got in at about $13.31 with 30 shares at first. The reason I used a much smaller share size just because this one was pushing up and moving so much, and it could always drop back and I could be down, and so smaller share size is a little bit safer. Once it reached that 1340s area, I added another 20 shares, making my full sizing 50 shares, and tried to see if this thing could break that $0.50. It did really quickly, and Ustock labeled it limited liquidity when I was in the trade, but I was able to exit at about $13.72 for a $15 profit. Okay, and so my last trade of the day was on ITEK, and this one had relatively low volume throughout most of the day. Towards the middle of the day, it started to pick up and made this big nice push, as you can see on the bottom right chart. I got in at about $2.23 with 300 shares. It looked like it was flagging really nicely and it might break past that previous high, and so shortly after I got in, it did make that push that I was looking for, breaking into the 230s fairly quickly. Once it reached the 230s, I sold half of my position, banking about $20 or $25 from that first half, and then right after I sold that first half, it made another big push into the 240s where I finally sold my last half, making about $50 from this trade. And so overall, I was pretty pumped. That's the biggest gain I've had in a while on my small Ustock account, and so I was happy with it. Be sure to come check out our free day trading chat room, guys. I post a link in each video's description. Also, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really does a lot to help support our channel, and we really appreciate it. With all that being said, good luck in the market tomorrow, and thanks for watching, guys.